Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing, where today we are going to be continuing to read the Iliad by Homer, and the chair has spun around. Oh well, we'll read it like this. Don't know how that's happened, but it did. And we've gone. That's so strange. Anyway, let's get going. The hero said, his friend obeyed with haste. Through intermingled ships and tents he passed. The chiefs descending from their car he found, the panting steeds, Eurymedon unbound. The warriors standing on the breezy shore, to dry their sweat and wash away the gore. Here paused a moment while the gentle gale conveyed that freshness the cool seas exhale. Then to consult on farther methods went, and took their seats beneath the shady tent. The draught prescribed fair Hecamede prepares, Arsenius's daughter, graced with golden hairs, whom to his aged arms a royal slave Greece as the prize of Nestor's wisdom gave. A table first with azure feet she placed, whose ample orb a brazen charger graced. Honey new pressed the sacred flour of wheat, and wholesome garlic crowned the savoury treat. Next her white hand an antique goblet brings, a goblet sacred to the Pylian kings. From eldest times embossed with studs of gold, 2 feet support it and 4 handles hold. On each bright handle bending o'er the brink, in sculptured gold 2 turtles seem to drink, a massy weight yet heaved with ease by him, when the brisk nectar o'erlooked the brim. Tempered in this, the nymph of form divine pours a large portion of the Pramnian wine, with goat's milk cheese a flavorous taste bestows, and last with flour the smiling surface strows. This for the wounded prince the dame prepares, the cordial beverage reverend Nestor shares. Salubrious draughts the warrior's thirsts allay, and pleasing conference beguiles the day. Meantime Patroclus by Achilles sent, unheard approached and stood before the tent. Old Nestor rising then the hero led, to his high seat the chief refused and said, "'Tis now no season for these kind delays, the great Achilles with impatience stays. To great Achilles this respect I owe, who asks what hero, wounded by the foe, was borne from combat by thy foaming steeds. With grief I see great Machaon bleeds. This to report my hasty course I bend. Thou know'st the fiery temper of my friend. Can then the sons of Greece, the sage rejoined, excite compassion in Achilles' mind? Seeks he the sorrows of our host to know? This is not half the story of our woe. Tell him not great Machaon bleeds alone, our bravest heroes in the navy groan. Ulysses, Agamemnon, Diomed, and stern Eurypylus already bleed. But what flattering hopes I entertain! Achilles heeds not, but derides our pain. Even till the flames consume our fleet he stays, and waits the rising of the fatal blaze. Chief after chief the raging foe destroys, calm he looks on, and every death enjoys. Now the slow course of all impairing time unstrings my nerves and ends my manly prime. Oh, had I still that strength my youth possessed, when this bold arm the Epean powers oppressed. The bulls of Elis in glad triumph led, and stretched the great Itymoneus dead. Then from my fury fled the trembling swains, and ours was all the plunder of the plains. 50 white flocks, full 50 herds of swine, as many goats as many lowing kine, and thrice the number of unrivalled steeds, all teeming females and of generous breeds. These as my first essay of arms I won. Old Neleus gloried in his conquering son. Thus Elis forced her long arrears restored, and shares were parted to each Pylian lord. The state of Pyle was sunk to last despair, when the proud Elians first commenced the war. For Neleus' son Alcides' rage had slain. Of 12 bold brothers I alone remain. Oppressed we armed, and now this conquest gained. My sire 300 chosen sheep obtained. That large reprisal he might justly claim, for prize defrauded and insulted fame. When Elis' monarch at the public course detained his chariot and victorious horse, the rest the people shared, myself surveyed, the just partition and due victims paid. 3 days were past when Elis rose to war, with many a courser and with many a car. The sons of Actor at their army's head, young as they were, the vengeful squadrons led. High on the rock fair Thryoessa stands, our utmost frontier on the Pylian lands. Not far the streams of famed Alpheus flow, the stream they passed and pitched their tents below. Pallas, descending in the shades of night, alarms the Pylians and commands the fight. Each burns for fame and swells with martial pride, myself the foremost, but my sire denied. Feared for my youth exposed to stern alarms, and stopped my chariot and detained my arms. My sire denied in vain, on foot I fled, amidst our chariots for the goddess led. Along fair Arene's delightful plain, soft Minyas rolls his waters to the main. There horse and foot the Pylian troops unite, and sheathed in arms expect the dawning light. Thence ere the sun advanced his noonday flame, to great Alpheus' sacred source we came. There first to Jove our solemn rites were paid, an untamed heifer pleased the blue-eyed maid. A bull Alpheus and a bull was slain, to the blue monarch of the watery main. In arms we slept beside the winding flood, while round the town the fierce Epeans stood. Soon as the sun with all-revealing ray flamed in the front of heaven and gave the day, bright scenes of arms and works of war appear, the nations meet, their Pilus Elis hear. The first who fell beneath my javelin bled, King Augeas' son and spouse of Agamede. She that all simples' healing virtues knew, and every herb that drinks the morning dew. I seized his car, the van of battle led. The Epesians saw, they trembled and they fled. The foe dispersed, their bravest warrior killed. Fierce as the whirlwind now, I swept the field. Full 50 captive chariots graced my train. 2 chiefs from each fell breathless to the plain. Then Actor's sons had died, but Neptune shrouds the youthful heroes in a veil of clouds. O'er heapy shields and o'er the prostrate throng, collecting spoils and slaughtering all along. Through wide Buprasian fields we forced the foes, where o'er the vales the Elenian rocks arose, till Pallas stopped us where Elysium flows. Even there the hindmost of the rear I slay, and the same arm that led concludes the day. Then back to Pyle triumphant take my way, there to high Jove, where public thanks assigned, as first of gods to Nestor of mankind. Such then I was, impelled by youthful blood, so proved my valour for my country's good. And with that, we come to the end of the episode. So I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me today. That was a very interesting little glitch that we've had once or twice before. No idea how it happens, but it does. So, yep, thank you very much for joining. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night, no matter what time of day it is. I hope you all have a wonderful one of it. And as always, we will be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.